What's up? This is Annabelle from That Good Shit, and I'm here with
Gwen Bunn.
And Gwen just dropped her album today called Phase. How are you feeling?
I feel crazy, man. It's been a long time coming just because of the pandemic, man. This time frame has been crazy, man. I'm just happy to be done with it, man. And then on to the next phase.
Yeah, on to the next phase. How long have you been working on this album for?
Off and on. It's hard to explain that because it was a whole different album before this. It wasn't even like these songs kind of like have been scattered about for years since 2017. So it's been, a natural process since then to me, to be real with you, since 2017, just kind of putting a collection together like that.
The album title Phase, what's the meaning behind that?
I think it's just like that emotional roller coaster of what relationships are and can be, and I don't know, trying to find that middle ground of what makes sense for you. Definitely, I feel like it's important to hone in on relationships these days. It's a lot of crazy energy out there. So that's what I like to talk about in some of my songs for sure. Definitely this project in particular, I'm kind of honing in on the ups and downs of a relationship and just the different emotional states that you can get in and the different phases, like the first phase where you first meet somebody and you excited about it and you ready to lock in, and then y'all start talking, the talking phase, the conversation phase, and then maybe you have some ups and downs or you start, getting a little too close and it's like, man, we need a break. We need to hold up. Let's regroup. This ain't it right now.
And I definitely got that as I was listening to the album. It kind of felt like it was a bit of a progression of when you first meet someone, you get excited, and then that kind of confusion when things start to get weird, and you're like, "What's the vibes? Do we need space? I don't want you to leave. Why? I'm sad." And then the last track kind of sounded like you were kind of moving on to a new, maybe a new relationship after getting that last one.
Exactly. That's what Good Enough is. That transition to the next phase, 1,000%, because the first, however many songs are definitely dedicated to almost one relationship that you were in, and then definitely that next chapter is Good Enough.
Did you produce every track on the album?
Not every track, but I produced a lot of it. I produced the intro. I produced the song Conversation with Lito, crazy producer, amazing producer. And I produced Talk to Me.
I listened to the album 5 times this morning.
Oh,
it's literally so good. It's crazy. And I think one thing that I really love about just your style of production is the textures and because that's something that I hear so prominently when I'm listening to music, and I just love put it on me the kind of muddy kind of feeling like you're underwater, that kind of vibe, but then your vocal effects feel a lot more sharp, and I just love that kind of stuff. So can you speak to just your production style and how you play with texture and stuff like that?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking and talking about that. That's definitely big for me. Great question. That's one of my favorite things when I produce. I like sounds, and I'm obsessed with sound. Any kind of sound. I don't care what it is. So, and manipulating stuff and all of that kind of ties into textures, to be honest with you. And I think that helps to shape a song. And it's one of the most important things. It's a lot of important stuff, but I think that's a key factor in just how the song feels ultimately is the texture of it, you know what I mean? So I have a lot of fun with that, to be real with you, just picking sounds all day, playing on my iPad, finding sounds, going outside, finding sounds,
Yeah. What are some sounds and styles that you've been really into right now?
Yeah. I'm always into drums and a lot of different stuff. I like knocks and stuff with a lot of bottom in it, a lot of bass and whatever. So I've been exploring with a lot of that. I've been trying to find a lot of different synth bass sounds that I can just kind of build an arsenal with. I've been looking for different synthesizers and different plugins too, and just trying to kind of explore. I'm really into bass. I love bass lines, that low end. So yeah.
Are there any producers that have been inspiring your sound lately?
Always. Anybody that I ever grew up listening to, and new people as well. Anybody who's on the album, really the producers that I collaborated inspired me. I love it. Shout out to Swish, crazy producer. Lito is incredible. It's a lot of people who are doing progressive things out here, and it's inspirational for real. So shout out to Levi, another producer on the album, good friend of mine. Crazy.
So much amazing music coming out right now, I feel like, especially this year. There's just been, like, so many beautiful projects that have dropped. You know, like, what have been some of your favorite albums of the year so far?
What have been some? Do I have any?
Yeah.
I know, Brent, just dropped. That was really great. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was such a good album.
Oh, that was amazing. I love his writing and his textures. Love what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
I know, that was crazy.
Yeah.
When he dropped the album, I was in New York, and he was doing those, like, pop-up things where he was, like, posting his location. He was like, I'll be here in 2 hours, and then there'd be, like, 300 girls in the street, like, all there to see Brent Faiyaz. Like, it was madness.
Movie. That's actually one of the albums recently that I ran back, and I don't know how many times I just be running them back. Oh, Kent Jams too, my brother, man. Kent has a crazy album. You familiar with Kent? Mm-mm. Oh yeah, you gotta tap in. Man.
Put me on.
Kent Jams. That's the album y'all need to hear.
I'm really curious to know how you went about picking the singles for your album. It was Too Many Things, Put It On Me, and there was one more, right?
No, I think that was just it.
Okay, yeah.
Honestly, I felt like Too Many Things definitely was a good uplifting pocket, just like the groove. Shout out to Q. He's one of my favorite producers too. Every time I played it for people, they would go crazy for it, and I was like, okay, I think this is a good middle ground to what I feel like the people need right now. Put It On Me, I kind of just wanted to put out something that had a dark texture to it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was super moody, kind of just to get you in the zone for some of the elements from the album, to be honest with you. I just wanted y'all to have some fire, man. We just wanted y'all to have some heat.
And it was fire. The first time I listened to Put It On Me, it was like a super dark and rainy day in New York, and like he sent it to me, and I was walking down the street, and I was listening to that, and I was like, this is crazy.
Wow.
And it was just like perfect for the day too. Like, that's definitely, I've been running that song back nonstop. Like, so good.
Man, look, sis, no, that's exactly what I want. That's what I envision when I'm creating certain shit with certain textures. Like, that's what you want. Like, we in the field, we in the warehouse somewhere, we in the rain. That's crazy.
Safe Travels, was that your last full album that you dropped?
Yeah.
So it's been a couple years since then. How do you feel like you've grown since then, and what do you think are the biggest differences between that project and this project?
I think I definitely have grown just as far as style goes, and just kind of like my writing. To me, I'm doing things that I feel like aren't necessarily how I have approached things before. Like, just getting out of your comfort zone, and I like that. You know what I mean? Like, I've been having real fun with that. I was having a lot of fun with that. Even like records that y'all probably will never hear me talking crazy. Like, this project is definitely more me reaching a little bit farther with my writing, and just exploring, stylistically some other things, different sonics, different textures. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of low end, a lot of bottom, a lot of knock on there, and more up-tempo energy too, just so you can move a little bit more, I was excited to do that with this project as well. I think that's the biggest difference from that and Safe Travels, for sure. Just different textures.
If someone's going to listen to the album for the first time, what do you think is like the ideal setting for the first time listening to Faze?
Me personally, the most ideal is somewhere with a little bit of a breeze, crazy sunset, preferably a beach. Highway vibes, we on the highway, late night. The city? The lights? What are we doing?
Literally 2 a.m. driving home from the function.
That's what
tired
I'm saying.
As hell. That's when I want to listen to that song.
That's what I'm saying. That's the vibe, man. That's what we on.
Exactly. You did a song with Black Party, right? A while back?
Yeah, shout out Black Party. What's happening?
I love that one. He's crazy. He's been putting out such good stuff. He just put out that single, Hotline.
Crack.
So good. Literally. So good. I have not been able to stop listening to it. Who have been some of your other, like, favorite collaborators that you've worked with?
Everybody that I already just kind of been tapped in with, to be honest with you. Shout out DJ Money. He's a crazy producer and really on the low money, a little artist, man. Come on, Money. You know you be going crazy. Nah, but DJ Money's a crazy producer that I love to connect with. Him and I have been doing some things under wraps. I've been in the house, like pandemic and stuff. my collaborative spirit has just been
Yeah.
It's been quiet right now. I've been working with this crazy bass player, Aaron, man. This 11-year-old bass player who's like next level prodigy, you know, doing some really amazing things. His brother is a musician as well. He produces too. And we just kind of been collaborating as of lately. That's been my favorite stuff for real. That was like a couple weeks ago. We just been cooking up, making new songs, producing stuff, going to play basketball. Budgie. My brother, yeah, me and Budgie have been doing a lot of stuff. He's a crazy producer from London, and he lives out here, and he, you know, works with a lot of different artists. Crazy ear. You want to talk about textures?
Literally, Budgie's one of my favorite producers.
You love Budgie?
I love Budgie. What's the Panty Soaker 6 album? I think it is. It's like one of my favorite projects. That album's crazy.
He got so much stuff. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Budgie's amazing. That's been amazing to work with him. Me and Buddy have been cooking up a little bit too. Mm-hmm. That's been good. We've been having fun. His new album is great. Shout out to Buddy, man.
Shout out to Buddy. I do this series that's like what their favorite artist says about them. So I want to know, like, if their favorite artist is Gwen Bunn, what do you think that says about them?
Well, that says they understand taste, high level taste, good quality. They understand.
Shout out to Gwen Bunn. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me, sis.
Yeah, of course. And congrats on the release of your album. Phase out now. It's really incredible.
Phase out now. I might put something else out this year. I'm excited about it. I got a couple different ideas, different type of projects. So be on the lookout for another project for me and just a lot of different collaborations, man. I'm going on tour with Alex Isley, and that's going to be in Dallas, Austin, New Orleans, and Atlanta.
Gwen Bunn in a city near you. Like, come on. Like, you can't miss it. Yeah.
Let's go.
And, yeah. Talk to you guys next time. Shout out to Gwen Bunn.
Let's get it.
Tell me what it's gonna be. You know you could call me.